Welcome into Logan Ward Show. Glad to have y'all in here on a Wednesday, 12-ounce sports. Fired up today. Got a lot to talk about, but this is going to be a little different. Mo is not able to join us tonight. He has got some other plans that he has to get to, and that's fine. We got that all the time. So, riding solo here tonight, here on the Logan Ward Show. Thank you all for listening. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Logan Ward Show. You can also like us on Facebook at Logan Ward Show as well. We got a ton to get into, especially because my Dallas Cowboys kind of made something happen yesterday. The Dallas Cowboys came to an agreement with Dak Prescott. We'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about Steph Curry as well, because he put on a show during All-Star Weekend. It was the Steph Curry show on All-Star Weekend, and honestly, I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a lot of fun. I didn't have any problems with it. To me, it was a blast. And so we'll talk about that. We'll also announcement with our NCAA March Madness bracket challenge. We'll have some more info about that. So today is going to be a little bit of a shorter show. Because I don't have Mo to talk to. I don't have Mo to give me his opinions. It's just me, the microphone, and the camera tonight. So hopefully we can entertain you for a little bit. Hopefully I can give you some sort of entertainment here tonight as we get into a lot with the Dallas Cowboys. So let's start there. Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are taking a victory lap today. They are taking a victory lap today. They had their press conference. Dak Prescott came out, had his press conference, and now he's locked into a 4-year deal, $160 million for Dak Prescott. And, this kind of got me thinking, because I've said this before. I think Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's in that category. I think he's a very good quarterback. And in the NFL, you have to have a quarterback. Okay? Good quarterbacks like this, that's fine. You would much rather have a good quarterback than have a horrible quarterback. Be the Jaguars, be the Browns, be... the Bills for years couldn't get the quarterback right. You would much rather have a mediocre, middle-of-the-road, average quarterback than have nobody. But when you pay this quarterback, when you pay Dak Prescott $160 million over 4 years, when you pay Dak Prescott $75 million, which he will get in his first year of this contract, $75 million, when you pay that, you hinder yourself. And for Jerry Jones, who we know is a shrewd businessman, we know Jerry Jones likes to spend money. We know Jerry Jones is a risk taker. That's how he got his money to be able to buy the Dallas Cowboys, taking risk in the oil field. Takes risk. He likes to spend money. He likes to feel like the good guy. He likes to pay his players. Now, Jerry Jones, who's 79 years old, not getting any younger, can kiss a Super Bowl goodbye. It had to be done. They had to sign Dak Prescott. But that doesn't mean that the window for a Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys isn't over. If you begin to just look at the roster, this roster is a bottom 5 roster defensively. You're paying Jalen Smith a contract that most people in NFL circles say, yeah, not a great contract for Jalen Smith. You're paying him a lot of money. The back half of the defense is gone. You couldn't pay Byron Jones because he paid a lot of other people. DeMarcus Lawrence is a nice player. I think he'll rebound after last year. Still costing you a lot. Jerry Jones did this backwards. Dak Prescott will now be the quarterback for the remainder of Jerry Jones' tenure with the Cowboys. That is a fact now. I don't think that it was much disputed, but it is no longer a dispute. It is a fact. He will be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys until Jerry, gives ownership over to Stephen Jones or, ends up dying or whatever. Dak Prescott will be the quarterback. And this Dallas team has a ton of players that they're paying. Right before we got the show, they had to adjust the salary cap. They had to change some contracts for some of the top offensive linemen that they have because they were over the salary cap. Salary cap came out today, had to restructure some deals, so things have changed. But as of today, as of this afternoon at lunchtime, this is what was on the cap. Now, things have changed, but this is what was on the cap, and this is still what is going to be paid, just not this year. Coming into today, DeMarcus Lawrence next year is going to cost $25 million against the cap. Dak Prescott, $22 million. Amari Cooper, $22 million. They changed Zach Martin's a little bit, so before he was $17 million. Now it's going to be a little bit less. The same thing with Tyron Smith, Tyron Smith paid him a huge contract, and Tyron Smith's barely played in the last 2 years. He can't stay healthy. We're still paying him. And now we're stretching his contract out even more. $14 million against the cap for Tyron Smith before they restructured. $13 million against the cap for Zeke Elliott, an overpaid running back that the Dallas Cowboys should have never paid that money to. Never should have went into his demands. Dallas is stuck. The formula to win a Super Bowl in the last couple of years has been this. Quarterback with a rookie deal. Even compete in the Super Bowl. Not even win a Super Bowl. But to be in a Super Bowl, this has been the recipe. Quarterback on a rookie deal or a team-friendly deal. Right? Tom Brady with the Patriots. This last year, Tom Brady, yes, made $25 million, but they had a lot of young guys around him in Tampa Bay. They just needed the veteran quarterback. But look at the other people. Patrick Mahomes has played in 2 Super Bowls on his rookie contract. Jared Goff on his rookie contract. Nick Foles, Carson Wentz. The only reason the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl is because Carson Wentz was cheap. They were able to pay a pretty good backup in Nick Foles, and Nick Foles came in and won a Super Bowl when Carson Wentz went down. Quarterback on a rookie deal. Do you have a pass rush? Do you have an O-line? And do you have some playmakers on the outside? That's the formula. For Dallas now you're paying your quarterback a lot of money. You have one good pass rusher. He's making a lot of money. Last year, didn't do much. DeMarcus Lawrence. Everybody else, pretty underwhelming. Do you have an O-line? Yes, but this isn't a top 5 offensive line like you had in 2016 when Dak Prescott was a rookie. This is an old offensive line. Travis Frederick's gone. La'el Collins coming off injury. Tyron Smith coming off injury. Zach Martin coming off injury, trying to figure out where these guys are going to play. You don't have a top offensive line anymore. They do have playmakers. They have playmakers all over the field. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, but guess what? Those guys cost money too. Dallas is stuck. I'm happy for Dak Prescott. I said at the time when he broke his ankle, that's the best thing that could have happened to him because now there's no way that Jerry Jones is letting him walk. At that point, there was no way that Jerry Jones was going to not re-sign him to a contract. You couldn't do it. It would have been a fan revolt. Dallas Cowboys fans all over the place, NFL fans all over the place would have absolutely revolted if he decided not to give Dak Prescott a contract. So I think, surprisingly, him breaking his ankle helped him in this. But the Dallas Cowboys are stuck. They're not going to win a Super Bowl under this contract with Dak Prescott, and I don't know if they're going to win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott at all. And maybe that's just me being a pessimistic Cowboys fan who's been, down this rabbit hole for 20 years. It's not going to happen. It just doesn't work. Whew. Man. I know that the Dallas Cowboys are the most, everyone talks about the Dallas Cowboys because they are the most, talked about, watched, micro-dissected franchise because of Jerry Jones, the Super Bowls, the 90s teams, the parties, America's team, right? But, man, the expectations are about to skyrocket just because now you're the guy. I don't care if Tyron Smith gets hurt at left tackle. You got to win games. People forget Dak Prescott was still 2-3 before he got hurt. 2-3 this year. I don't see any upgrades anywhere. I don't see any upgrades on this team at all. It looks like the exact same roster as last year. Now Dak Prescott's just making more money. I don't see it. Maybe Dan Quinn can come in and get this defense fixed, but I'm not seeing any upgrades. I know they move some cap around so they can try to get some free agents, but you pay Dak now. Now it's all on him. The expectations rise. All right, let me stop talking about Dallas. It just exhausts me. I mean, now I'm tired. All right, so the NBA All-Star weekend or NBA All-Star game and couple of days was this last weekend in Atlanta. And I thought for what it was, it's COVID. I understand that with COVID, you can't do a lot of the things that you want to do. I understand that. And so I get the one day, the setup that they had, the skills challenge, the 3-point shooting contest, do it, halftime, the dunk contest. I actually liked it. I think that one day for 4 hours, you sit there and you watch all these different things, but most of them, were kind of blah. Most of them were really blah, to be honest with you. The skills challenge, I could care less. That's what people were doing in the gymnasium in 9th grade. Dribbling in between some cones, throwing a bounce pass, hitting a layup, and hitting a jump shot. That's not a skills challenge. Everyone in the NBA should be able to do that. So the skills challenge thing to me is just like, I don't get that. I don't get the skills challenge thing. The dunk contest, I liked that it was at halftime. It kind of, broke some things up. You had something to watch during halftime. I kind of liked it. Obi Toppin and these guys didn't do anything for me. Every couple of years, you get a dunk contest that's really exciting, but it's not that. Not this year. A couple of years ago, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, the first year that they met, that was electrifying. That was incredible. Aaron Gordon got robbed. But since then, nothing really going. Now, the 3-point shooting contest, that's the thing that we can watch. You got stars. You got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, Mike Conley. You have all these players doing the 3-point shooting contest. It was awesome. It was electric. Steph Curry dazzled. He was incredible. And Steph Curry, the entire day, the entire night, showed us why he's still the most entertaining basketball player in the NFL, in the NBA. Not the best. LeBron's still the best player. Not the best offensively. I would still say Kevin Durant's probably the best offensive player in the NBA. Maybe James Harden, but James Harden, Kevin Durant, those are probably the two best offensive players in the NBA. But you can't tell me from sheer entertainment value, you can't tell me that Steph Curry is not the most entertaining basketball player to watch. So much fun. Pulling up from 40 foot, just plays with a sense of ease. They call it Steffortless. They have a name for it. It's Steffortless when he's pulling up from 40. Now, to be fair, Damian Lillard was incredible too. Damian Lillard's also really fun to watch. But Steph Curry, there's something about how easy he does it. That he just makes it seem like he's just out there having fun, kind of playing around with your nephew. Right? Just out there dribbling in between the legs, dribbling behind his back, putting up 40-footers and nailing it. Steph Curry is the most entertaining player to watch. He's the best 3-point shooter of all time. I don't think it's a question anymore. I liked Ray Allen. That was a guy that I grew up watching. He was a guy that I try to model my game after. I wish Steph Curry would have been bigger when I was younger because that's the guy that I would want to be. He's a better shooter than Ray Allen. Probably the best shooter of all time. I would say he is. And he's completely changed the game forever. I don't know if we're going to get back to twos. Analytics say, obviously, threes are better than twos. Shoot more threes. 2-pointers don't do much for you, especially mid-range jumpers. What's the point? Take a step back, hit a three. So, Steph's changed the game. He's the most entertaining player in the league. And I'm not sure it's close. Sometimes when Kevin Durant goes off, he can be entertaining, but Kevin Durant's still 6'9", 6'10". He's almost 7 foot tall, and he can still jump, shoot. Steph Curry's small. Steph Curry's just dribbling around, pulling up from 40. Incredible to watch Steph Curry. He's the most entertaining player in the NBA. Not the best, not the most gifted offensively, the best entertainer in the NBA. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the NCAA March Madness tournament that we will be having. We're going to be doing a contest. I'll talk about that. And I want to talk a little bit about the New Orleans Saints, because I think the New Orleans Saints are pretty interesting to watch this year. And I'll talk about that coming up next here on The Logan Ward Show.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Change your game with the all-new Pro Rock Hockey Stick, a Canadian company providing a top-of-the-line twig at an affordable price. Pro Rock sticks are extremely lightweight, balanced, and provide the perfect kick point. Get your fully customized stick today at ProRock.com. Play like a Pro Rock.
Welcome back. We got some breaking news in the NBA right now. Some breaking news in the NBA. The San Antonio Spurs and LaMarcus Aldridge have mutually agreed to part ways and are working on a resolution. And this is straight from the source, Greg Popovich. So Shams Charania, the senior lead NBA insider and analysis for The Athletic, has just tweeted that 6 minutes ago. The Spurs and LaMarcus Aldridge have mutually agreed to part ways, and LaMarcus Aldridge will immediately become a huge get for any team that wants to get him. Okay, so Blake Griffin goes to the Nets. Okay, he gets going to the Nets, and now LaMarcus Aldridge is in the mix for some teams. Andre Drummond's going to be in the mix for some teams if he can get a buyout from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I tweeted this the other day. Just seems like an arms race in the NBA. I know that Blake Griffin's not what he used to be athletically. I know that he's not what he used to be, but he can still hit jump shots. He can still get to the rim. You know, he got a Detroit Pistons team to the playoffs last year. Like, that was impressive. Okay? Blake Griffin still's got something left in him. Now LaMarcus Aldridge is going to get there. LaMarcus Aldridge is going to find a team, probably a team that is going to be competing for a championship, is going to go out and try to get LaMarcus Aldridge. If Andre Drummond becomes a free agent, he will also. There's going to be a lot of movement here in the next couple of weeks as the NBA trade deadline comes up. We're going to see a lot of movement now. Everyone's trying to gear up for the playoffs, trying to figure out their depth, their rosters. And so I'm sure that Aldridge will get interest from a lot of teams that are in playoff contention. I don't know the cap situations for like the 76ers, but, a guy that can shoot, spread out the court alongside with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, that could be an interesting place. I don't know if Boston's going to be in the market for him. I know that they need some bigs, but I think they need some bigs that are down there and can actually, bang with some people, not LaMarcus Aldridge. Not saying that it doesn't happen, because I know that the Boston Celtics have kind of hit a rut right before the All-Star break, trying to get some pieces back together and trying to figure it out. So LaMarcus Aldridge is going to have some suitors. The guy can still hit a lot of mid-range jumpers. He's still good down in the low post. He's still a good player. So I'm sure that he will be getting a lot of interest here in the next couple days, as he seems to be hitting the open market. So quickly and briefly, I wanted to talk about the New Orleans Saints, because we talked about with the Dallas Cowboys, the cap situation. The NFL cap came out. I think it's $182.5 million this year is the cap limit for these teams. And last season, when Drew Brees in the offseason was talking about the national anthem situation, and it got kind of dicey there, I said on the show, Drew Brees, this is over for the Saints. They're not winning a Super Bowl. They can't win a Super Bowl. I know that seems crazy. I know that it was early in the season. But when you have something like that, when you have a situation that's not really football related, it's nothing on the field, but it's off the field. It's in the locker room. Some players might look differently at Drew Brees now. I said they're not going to be able to make it to the Super Bowl. They're not winning a Super Bowl. Their window's closed. It's over. Well, now we have no idea what Drew Brees is doing. Is he going to come back for another year? Is he going to go do his thing in NBC and do like Football Night of America? We don't know what he's doing yet. We have no idea what Drew Brees has planned. Okay? They're still $55 million over the cap. They've got to figure out some stuff. They cut Emmanuel Sanders today. They released him. They're going to shop Latavius Murray. They're going to have to get rid of some of their depth because they're over the cap limit. And this is just depending on what happens with Drew Brees. If Drew Brees is back next year, they're still having to get rid of Emmanuel Sanders. They're still going to probably have to trade Latavius Murray. They're still going to have to cut some of this depth that they have on their team because of the cap. If Drew Brees doesn't come back, that's a whole other situation. Who do you start at quarterback? Is Taysom Hill your guy? All right, good luck. You're not winning a Super Bowl. Is Jameis Winston your guy? Good luck. You're probably not winning a Super Bowl. I think the window for the New Orleans Saints is over to win a Super Bowl. The New Orleans Saints has the highest. They have to get underneath the cap. They've had the highest over the cap limit today, $55 million over the cap as of today, the highest in the NFL. I don't think that they're going to be able to make it. They'll figure it out. But Super Bowl-wise, I don't think this is a Super Bowl team. I think it's over. It's done. All right. Finally. So last week here on the show, Mo and I had teased a NCAA March Madness tournament challenge. And didn't know what the prize was going to be, didn't know what we were going to do for that, but we have figured it out, and now this Sunday is Selection Sunday. This Sunday we will have the brackets available and ready to go, and we are ready to announce our NCAA March Madness Tournament Challenge. So here's the situation. To win the prize, which is going to be a $100 Visa gift card and then a Logan Ward Show sticker, to win the prize, to win that $100 Visa card, you have to win the bracket. You have to win the challenge, okay? If you're number one, sitting at number one at the end of the challenge, you will win the $100 gift card. There are some stipulations. When we post out the challenge, you have to be following our page, whether that's on Facebook, you have to like the show on Facebook, or you have to follow the show on Twitter, and you have to retweet the challenge post. So that's it. You got to win the bracket. Of course, we're going to give a winner. We don't like just giveaways here. We want a competition here. This is sports. Come on. This is a competition. Can you beat that other person for $100? Right? That's what this is. So, $100 Visa gift card, a Logan Ward sticker. if you win the bracket challenge, you are liking or you follow our Twitter page or our Facebook page, and you share/retweet the announcement. Those are the rules. I'm super excited. I'm going to play. Obviously, I'm not going to give myself $100, even though I probably will win, let's be honest, because, come on. I'm not going to give myself $100. I guess I could just keep it, but I'm going to give it out. So if I win, even though, probably will, if I win, I will just give it to the next person. But I will have my bracket out there, and the brackets will be released this Sunday. NCAA March Madness, conference tournaments are happening right now. We're kind of seeing the field, what's going to happen. So I'm stoked. March Madness is one of my favorite times of the year. I remember in school, March was kind of a great time because you're getting into close to spring break. You see the end of it. And at my school during March Madness cafeteria, they would have games on. And I could sit there and watch games for forever. The library would usually have games on. So you could go in there, if you're having off period, if you have a teacher's aid class period, you could just go and watch March Madness. And I did that plenty of times. Probably more than I should. Probably why I didn't make as good as grades as I should, because I was watching March Madness when I was supposed to be studying for finals or something. I don't know. But those are the rules, so I'm going to tweet out that here at the end of the show. I will tweet that out, the challenge. And then on Sunday, we can start filling out brackets. So good luck to all of you. That's going to be the stipulations that we have for the show. So that's all I have. Like I said, it was going to be a quick show today because Mo's not here. I don't have him to talk to. He's off doing some cool things that he needs to do. So Mo should be back next week for us. I'm super excited about this NCAA March Madness tournament challenge. So be on the lookout for that as we head into March Madness season in the NCAA. That's going to do it for us here tonight on the Logan Ward Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Logan Ward Show. You can also like us on Facebook at Logan Ward Show as well. That's going to do is y'all have a good night. Thank y'all. You've been watching the Logan Ward Show here on 12 Ounce Sports.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Change your game with the all-new Pro Rock Hockey Stick, a Canadian company providing a top-of-the-line twig at an affordable price. Pro Rock sticks are extremely lightweight, balanced, and provide the perfect kick point. Get your fully customized stick today at ProRock.com. Play like a Pro Rock.